This is IFV, the web space with your dose of business and financial news. In full view, we're making your business our business.
Welcome to In Full View. I'm Marcella Palmer, bringing you the week's medium and small business news from Hershey's Chocolate World Times Square store, where 9-time Olympic gold medal winner Carl Lewis talks with us about the 35th annual Hershey's Track and Field Games, the largest youth activity program of its kind in North America. He also tells us how he got involved with Hershey's through entrepreneurship. His advice in business, sports, and fitness is worth its weight in gold.
Being here means a lot to me because this is the kind of thing that Hershey's Track and Field Games is the kind of thing that I did as a child. And for me to sit here and be a spokesperson for Hershey and talk about even the 35th anniversary of a company that is committed that long to an event like this, because most of them get in and they get out. Even the event that I was involved in as a kid, the Jesse Owens games, faded away after a few years. But Hershey stayed committed for 35 years. You know, over 500,000 people compete in this every single year. So it reaches so many people, and to be a part of that is very special for me. And I feel honored that I put the time in for 18 years, and now I have a chance to play with a bunch of kids and families and eat chocolate. What better life is that?
Today we're here to celebrate the 35th birthday of the Hershey Track and Field Games. You know, our company has been involved with youth development and focusing on kids for a long time, really tracing back to our founder, Milton Hershey, who started a school for disadvantaged kids over 100 years ago. So kids have always been important to us, and today we're celebrating over 3 decades of getting kids involved in activities, getting them involved in learning about a healthy, balanced lifestyle, learning how to run, jump, throw, have fun, and just get out there and be active. In terms of advice for small businesses who want to get engaged or involved with something like the Hershey Track and Field Games, you know, these events are driven at the community level. We need volunteers, we need active community members who want to get out there, help, volunteer. You can get your business involved by getting involved with a local rec department, help put on a program. Not every community has a Hershey's Track and Field Game. We're open to new communities coming on board, and I think the support of a local small business could be really key to bringing these games to a new community.
When I was an athlete, I always thought about my future, you know, because I knew so much about athletes that retired, and then when it was over, they didn't know what to do. So my thought was, I created a company named Carl Lewis Entertainment Group years ago, focusing on marketing and branding, not only my own personal brand, but other products and services that I have. So that also included the relationships like I have with Hershey, Nike, and some of the other things that I do, and also a brand named Harl Viejo that I launched, fitforever.com as a website. So I've ventured into many different things, and it's really exciting because being able to go and speak to a lot of corporations about branding, but also about rebranding. Because, you know, we had a tough economic time, and people used to say come in and do rah-rah speeches, but actually go in and talk about rebranding yourself, because that's an important thing that an athlete has to do. We shouldn't think of retirement as kind of the end. It's time to rebrand and start a new business.
Tell us how business has been, and have you incorporated the internet in your branding and marketing business?
Yes, business has been tremendous, and the economic downturn was tough for everyone, but for me it was a challenge. And when I look at like what I'm doing here, I'm here with the Hershey's Track and Field Games, and when I look at something like this, they are using the internet as a way, just like I use with fitforever.com. They have the Hershey Track and Field Games website where they can bring in families and talk to kids and do that type of thing. So I think that's the future of how we're doing and how we're interconnecting everyone through business. And the thing is that you can do it in real time, and that's the great thing about the internet, and understanding it's a medium that you can use, but it's one that you have to also be careful, because once it's there, it's there.
Did you also talk to them about the importance of having that plan B or that future game plan like you had after sports? It was business.
Right. Well, what I talk to them, it's an interesting thing, because everyone says, you know, always go to school, it's something to fall back on. I say it's something to enhance. So I look at it, always have a dual role in your life. So I looked at what I did off the field as an enhancement to what I did on the field. So during my career, I worked for a radio station, I worked for a television station, I did acting, I sang, I did all of these things so that I could broaden my appeal. So then when the time came, when someone like here we're here, like a Hershey approaches me, they can have me come here and do an interview. I can go out to the games and have a great time when I have with the kids. We're talking about the birthday party because it's their 35th anniversary. I can articulate that. I can send that message. So I was working on that during my career. So what I tell young people, don't look at it as something to fall back on. Look at it to enhance your brand and enhance what you do.
A lot of athletes might not, or once upon a time, maybe they didn't know to do that. Maybe they thought athletics was the end-all, be-all because it was something they'd been practicing, to do ever since they could walk or run. How did you know to be prepared after your career?
I had an accountant that told me early in my career, he said the best information he ever gave me when I was 20 years old and I wanted to buy a home. And he says, "You sure about this?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, let me explain something to you. The average person buys their big home in their late 40s. So everyone you buy between now and then, you're going to sell. So when you retire with no debt. You have no debt. So keep your credit cards minimalized, buy your houses cash if you can, because when you retire, if you retire with no debt, that's the problem with athletes these days. They retire with mounds and mounds of debt. It isn't that they run out of money, it's just that they have so much debt to manage. Child support, 3 homes, 6 cars, that all of a sudden when there's a check not coming in, they have to pay for. But what if they finish their career with those homes, without all the child support, and with no mortgage? Then they could manage their life and only pay for themselves. So that's why, like when I retired, I knew what I wanted to do. And I didn't think that I'd end up here at Hershey because I didn't know. But I prepared myself so that I can go out, and when a company like Hershey comes to me and says, "Hey, we'd like you to get involved in the games," I can tell them, "You know what, years ago when I was a kid, I was in a program exactly like this." And so it fits what I enjoy. I love working with kids. And I love getting out here, talking about fitness and family and fun. And so it all fits right in. So use that time in your time to prepare yourself. But I'm telling you, the biggest thing that I tell athletes is keep your weight down and do not retire with a lot of debt.
That's all for this week from the IFV News team. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check back every day right here at ifvnews.com for the latest on what's happening around the globe in the medium and small business world.